Hello, everyone. I'm Captain Shar. I almost said YouTube because I'm not YouTube. Anyways, I am mostly a retro gamer. Sometimes I do reaction content, and this is one of those times. Anyways, this is the Honey Scam was worse than I thought by Megalag. Now, I've heard of this before from I don't remember who, but I remember there were some other people. Then they exposed it, and I remember Markiplier was in this mix of stuff. But anyways, you know what? Let's see how much worse it got, because what the hell? Why can't we start 2026 off without shit being awful? Because it always is, let's face it.
Million people witnessed Honey's scheme. How they were poaching affiliate commissions from influencers, bloggers, and virtually every player in the affiliate marketing industry. But that wasn't the full story. Over the past year, I've been digging deep into Honey's code and discovered something huge. In 2017, under the leadership of co-founders Ryan Hudson and George Ruan, Honey secretly engineered a sophisticated system designed specifically to enable this theft while hiding it from industry insiders and compliance testers. Honey achieved.
So was it even legal then? That's like, yeah, if the legal people are paid off, it's nonsense. Which is also happening, unfortunately, so...
this by using incredibly invasive tactics to determine who was using their extension and would adjust its behavior accordingly, making it very difficult for the industry to detect. It's very reminiscent of the Dieselgate scandal, where Volkswagen quietly programmed their vehicles to only lower emissions during regulatory testing. Volkswagen executives went to jail for that. But this... in my opinion, this involves intentional, provable theft from thousands of ordinary people by a Fortune 500 company. People has had 5 years to find the system, investigate it, and report it to authorities. Instead, they've made multiple alterations to it and have
they didn't, probably because they were getting money from it.
Ultimately allowed it to continue operating. So in this video, I'm going to demonstrate what the system is and how it works. I'll also be addressing Ryan Hudson's claims that I misled viewers in my first video, and I'll be doing so with a host of new data, bringing more damning insights into his former company. As always, the views, allegations, and conclusions expressed in the series are my opinions, based on evidence I've gathered, which will be shared throughout. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Cookiegate scandal.
I'm not surprised anymore, though. Cookiegate.
After publishing part 1 of my investigation, Honey co-founder Ryan Hudson reached out to me on Twitter, stating he was, quote, happy to discuss Pi and Honey. For those who don't know, Pi is an ad blocker and coupon cashback extension. You know, one of Ryan's latest startup projects. Very original. Naturally, I immediately jumped at the opportunity to speak with Ryan and asked for an on-the-record interview. Ryan ghosted me for a week, I followed up, he eventually replied, and we had a short but very limited chat on X. This ultimately ended with Ryan requesting my full legal name and address to send certified mail so that he could lay out the damaging claims that I allegedly made about his former company. In other words, it appears Ryan was threatening me with a lawsuit, but instead of following through, Ryan posted a lengthy rant about my video in an AMA on Reddit. Now, Ryan's post attempts to address the 2 key allegations made in my first video. 1, that Honey misled consumers by claiming to always find the best deal, and 2, that Honey was poaching affiliate commissions from content creators.
Wasn't that literally proven true, though?
To Ryan, neither of these claims are true. He states that Honey only removed coupon codes that were never intended for public use, like employee discounts. And he insists that if a brand wanted a publicly available coupon removed, Honey required the brand to replace it with a Honey branded code of equal value. He claims this was a strict policy at Honey during his tenure. Now, unfortunately for Ryan,
the only thing I know, the 3 things that I know of Honey, and that's called the term honey. Honey, 1, is the stuff that bees make. 2, honey is slang term for the poop inside of a septic truck. They're called honey wagons for a reason. And then they go and release their honey at the sewage plant. So you can't see me struggling my hands. And this one now, with this app, it kind of matches the sewage truck, just saying.
Those claims are not supported by Honey's own data. For starters, Honey literally built a Shopify app that gave store owners access to Honey's database, enabling them to freely add or delete coupon codes as they please. And while this app no longer exists today, an FAQ page for it remains live on Honey's website. In fact, the very first topic on that page, titled Coupon Code Management, states the following. Choose which coupon code you'd like to share with Honey. We will automatically pull in all available codes, and you choose which ones you'd like to make available to Honey members and which ones you'd like to remove from the Honey system. The only limitations mentioned in this document are that stores had to keep at least one coupon code live at all times. And there is absolutely no stated requirement that this coupon code must be of equal value to the highest publicly available coupon, as Ryan claims. And for the record, this app launched in 2021 while Ryan was still working at Honey. So as you can see, Ryan's story quickly falls apart on its own. But once you start working at Honey. So as you can see,
who's summoning me? This one's actually a little important. Alright, is it? Alright.
Ryan's story quickly available coupon, as Ryan claims. And for the record, this app launched in 2021 while Ryan was still working at Honey. So
the whole they totally took advantage of the lockdown time to fully exploit everyone, like a bunch of these companies have been doing since then.
As you can see, Ryan's story quickly falls apart on its own. But once you start digging into the data from Honey's database, the situation looks a whole lot uglier. So let's take a closer look. In the spreadsheet, we can see—
it's a good question. Like, a lot of these things, I'm assuming a lot of these people now are using like AI to analyze code, and AI is terrible at it, as example of Windows 11. Like, we need no further introduction besides what a fucking train wreck that is. Or when, it's kind of funny that how much technology still relies on old tech. Like what was it? The other year, whatever it was, the train systems shut down because they stopped using Flash or whatever it was, or Java, whatever, and they had to do like a hot fix to make them work again. It's like a lot of infrastructure is still based on old stuff, so when we have actual real coders that can come in and actually look at the code, like, yep, that's the problem. It's like what we need more of. We don't need all of this generative slop happening, which is unfortunately a losing fight right now, it feels like.
Free store Honey supports, along with the unique ID Honey assigned to each brand. We can also see the store's country, when Honey added it to their database, how many Honey users visited in the last 30 days, when Honey added it to their database.
They had their database since 2014, if this is true.
How many Honey users visited in the last 30 days, how many coupons Honey had on file for that store, and whether the store offered cashback, and if so, how much. We also have a dedicated spreadsheet with every coupon code Honey had on file. Now, how many coupon codes did Honey claim to have again?
Automatically comparing millions of promo codes.
Ah, right, millions. But how many coupon codes do they really have?
Not really.
Well, at the time this data was collected, Honey only had 85,000 coupon codes, 12,000 of which were expired. That's quite the rounding error. We can also see that when a coupon code has expired, Honey marks it as hidden. Now, you would think that when a coupon code is expired and marked hidden, that Honey stops offering that coupon at checkout, right?
They don't.
Yeah. No, that's not what happens. Instead of removing the coupon code from their system, Honey simply changes the way coupon codes are displayed.
This is just really, really sloppy now.
To users. For example, this store has 8 coupon codes, all of which have been expired for several years and are marked as hidden. Yet if we visit the store page, Honey pops up claiming to have 8 available coupon codes. And instead of showing what coupon codes are being
So they're just blatantly lying to your face.
applied, Honey is now censoring them. Yikes, that doesn't look good. Even worse, on iOS and Firefox, Honey refers to expired codes as Honey exclusive codes. And as you can see on American Eagle's website, Honey claims to have 5 available coupon codes. 2 coupon codes are displayed, and the other—
Fun fact, I've never used a coupon for anything, so this logic does not work on me. Sorry, I important stuff coming in.
other 3 are labeled Honey exclusive coupon codes tried at checkout. But if we look at Honey's data for American Eagle, we can see that none of the 3 codes are exclusive, but they are expired and set to hidden. Unfortunately, these are not edge case scenarios. Looking at Honey's source code, this behavior certainly looks intentional. And honestly, it makes sense. Showing up with a few codes that don't work still looks better than showing up with nothing at all. In other words, Honey has been wasting your time with expired coupons purely for the optics. And here's a statistic that blew my mind. At the time this data was collected, Honey had 13,800 stores with absolutely nothing to offer. No cashback, no active coupons, and every single one of those stores was partnered with Honey, meaning Honey was earning affiliate revenue for simply wasting your time. Easy money, baby.
Wow.
That's modern day affiliate marketing for you.
That's just I feel like corruption's gotten way too far out of hand in this world, and we are headed for like a good crash. Again, I know I say this every few videos. It's almost the anniversary for the stock market crash of 1929 again. But at the point we're going, it might be needed for another reset. Like, I hate to say it, but like all these corrupt pigs who are in charge of things need to get taken out. I don't mean literally. I mean like business-wise taken out.
Now, have you ever wondered where Honey actually gets its coupon codes from? Well, thanks to this data, we can get a pretty clear picture, and this is interesting. 27,000 coupons were intentionally shared by brands themselves through affiliate networks. 23,000 coupons appear to have been manually added by Honey's employees, 9,000 of which are Honey branded codes like Honey 5 or Honey 10. And the rest, well, the remaining 34,000, representing the largest portion of Honey's coupons, were sourced from users. In other words, we the consumers were what made the product work so well. Go figure.
Maybe
So much for scanning the entire internet for—
Maybe they... Okay, what happens if the people just stop using fucking Honey then? Because it's so shitty. If that happened, it would just dry up. Like, that'd be the end of it.
every working coupon code. The only evidence Honey did any kind of scouring comes from this DM Ryan sent me, claiming they had a full-time team digging through home.
Well, I think also another thing I've noticed, like a lot of places will put stuff up for sale, etc., when that's the actual price, and then the quote-unquote non-sale price is just the markup price 99% of the time. Like, you're paying extra dollars so the company makes money. Like, I get it, they have to at the company. But when things go on sale, it's more like, yeah, we have to clear this product line out to make room for the new shit. It's usually why these sales happen, at least over here anyways. I don't know about the other places in the world.
Pages and email lists, and they probably did, but let's be real. Having a team of people scrolling through newsletters is hardly the automated coupon harvesting machine Honey marketed itself as. In fact, I found zero evidence of automation whatsoever. Well, actually, that's not entirely true. If we look at the support notes left by Honey's developers, we can see that back in 2016, Honey was scraping coupons from at least one source: their competitors, Retail Me Not and Coupon Follow. Of course they were. So now that we've established where Honey sourced its coupons from, let's take a further look at how Honey controlled which coupons were made available to users. If we come back to Yelta's spreadsheet and review the monetization notes left by Honey's employees, we can see that there are numerous notes proving Honey did in fact remove coupon codes at a brand's request. For example, this monetization note says, "Disabled Retail Me Not and non-link share coupon sources. L'Oreal family of brands do not allow user-generated codes." In other words, for this brand, Honey stopped scraping codes from Retail Me Not, removed all user-submitted codes, and kept only the codes with
Yeah, I've never really... Okay, unless it's like the old-time coupons, digital coupons are just... I don't buy into it. I just feel like it's... The old paper coupons are the only coupons I would trust. Call me a boomer, whatever, but it's just like... If you're actually going to go through the effort of putting it on tangible, something tangible, having to take it to a store, and a store having to, at that time, whatever, price match or price guarantee, whatever the heck they call it in the system, whatever. At least that one I can trust for the most part, because it's more or less at that point, well, it's kind of the same in the digital form, but the paper form seems more like a loyalty program, like reward system almost in some cases. Like some stores here, you can buy X amount of stuff during the time, collect whatever. Like some stores here do stamps. I'm pretty sure they do it over in the States too. And after that, you can redeem your stamps to get like free cookware sets that are not terrible. Granted, doesn't matter what you get. These days, everything's terrible in my opinion. Like nothing except for a handful of companies is built to last, and even then, they have parts on them that are designed to break. That way, they can keep servicing them again. But it's a business. At least you don't have to throw out the whole thing. You can still service it. Anyways, I am going on a tangent.
which were directly approved by the brand on Linkshare. Now in some cases, Honey went even further, disabling all coupon sources, only allowing one specific coupon to remain live, like this one. Only code PJBaby allowed, removing all other codes and disabling all other coupon sources. See, now that doesn't quite align with Honey's
That sounds like that just sounds straight up scam now. Shady. Really shady now.
marketing claims.
Honey will find every working code on the internet and apply the best one to your cart.
Hilarious.
So it's literally false marketing now at this point. I mean, it was always false marketing, but now it's even more false marketing.
Obviously, Ryan told me in our DMs that letting retailers give us shitty codes would, as you've seen in the public outcry, destroy the brand value proposition. George and I aren't that dumb. Well, that's
Actually, you are, clearly. The brand has already been destroyed before during the last, what was it, last year or whatever, or 2 years ago when everyone came out against Honey. Like, I don't remember who covered it. It might have been Mugen, actually, who covered it. I don't know. But someone came out and covered this, the old Honey scam, and it's just like, oh, well, glad thing I never used that shit. It just smelt off from the start.
certainly not supported by this evidence. In fact, the spreadsheet also reveals that Honey had a dedicated feature flag where they could disable user-submitted coupons for any store. When this is set to false, users are blocked from submitting coupons for that brand. We can see this in action here. Honey allows me to submit coupon codes for Under Armour, where UGC allowed is set to true, but not for Nike, where it is set to false. And guess what? Honey has this set to false for over 2,000 brands, virtually all of which are, you guessed it, partnered with Honey. Now, you might think that this service is proof that brands were secretly colluding.
So you can't actually use the thing that it was designed for. It's just a big old circle jerk at this point, it sounds like.
With Honey to give users shitty deals, but this actually has less to do with the brands and more to do with the fundamental rules of affiliate marketing. And this is where Ryan's argument completely falls apart. You see, most affiliate networks have a very clear set of rules to protect brands from having their coupons leaked online, for all the reasons I highlighted in my previous video. These rules explicitly state that brands alone decide which of their coupon codes can be distributed and which ones cannot. This is not just an expectation, it's directly spelled out in most affiliate network terms of service. And it's reinforced by industry-wide guidelines like the Internet Advertising Bureau's Voucher Code of Conduct. Additionally, brands themselves typically have their own set of rules that you must read and agree to before joining their affiliate program. This here is my account on the Awin network. Honey too will have an account just like this. So let's pretend I'm Honey and I want to find a new merchant to partner with. Let's check out Nike. Now, if I want to join Nike's affiliate program, notice how Awin requires me to read and agree to Nike's terms of service first. And if we check the terms, you can see that Nike has a
You guarantee, I don't care about that. I'm looking at the other one. You guarantee that your affiliate site does not connect anyone to you. Aesthetically unpleasing content as advertised by Nike. That's an odd one. That's a lot you can't do with the section H there. It is wild.
dedicated clause for coupon codes.
Also, I want to know if how many people actually read through a lot of these things. Like besides like lawyers and stuff. Like I know you should read through a lot of these things when you're signing up for something. Don't get me wrong, but how many people actually take the time and read these things? Because I feel like a lot of people don't.
Which states, you undertake not to use any Nike promotional codes or coupons that are not made available through Awin. In other words, if I'm Honey and want to partner with Nike, the only coupons I can share are the coupons that were approved by Nike and provided directly through this network. I cannot publish user-submitted coupons. I cannot scrape codes from websites like RetailMeNot and share them with my users, because any of those actions would be a contractual violation. Let's now look at another affiliate network, this time Impact. Here we have the Gap Factory affiliate program. Their program terms state you may only advertise coupon codes that are provided to you through the affiliate program. Let's look at another major affiliate network, this time Commission Junction. Here we have NordVPN's affiliate program, and it too states publishers may only use coupons and promotional codes that are provided exclusively through the affiliate program. See what I mean? No matter which affiliate network.
And that's why whenever I see people advertising, like, say, for example, NordVPN, it's usually a code generated for them, I believe, how this works out. Like, I don't remember. It would be like the Internet Historian is the first one who I can think of off the top of my head, who has them as a sponsor or whatever. And it's always like, blah, 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 Internet Historian, whatever, code, DEBA, at checkout for like 10% off. That's a horrible impersonation. I apologize, but you know what I mean.
You're on, you'll find that most merchants have a coupon policy in place for, again, all the reasons I outlined in my last video. The rules are clear. If a brand demands a coupon be taken down, Honey has no choice. They must comply. There's really no argument here. Honey lied to consumers. Plain and simple. In fact, we can even prove that Honey was well aware of these rules. If we go back to the monetization notes, you can see several examples where Honey noted certain brands as having a coupon clause. And this is where it gets even worse for Honey, because they also documented ignoring these clauses. Take a look at these notes. Terms have the coupon clause.
Well, that's just them shooting themselves in the foot, and I can't even take that name of the second one there seriously. Huh. I didn't realize they were, they gave them a code. Weird.
No data on enforcement yet. The terms have the coupon clause, we just added them, so unsure if this is enforced yet. Or how about this note on the Lindt chocolate store? Has non-affiliate coupon clause, but don't have any.
I always thought it was called Lindor. So weird.
Codes from network, so can't remove other coupon sources. Based on these notes, it appears that Honey would join a brand's affiliate program, noted their coupon policies, but would intentionally disregard them for as long as they could get away with it. So Ryan has put himself in a real awkward situation.
Yeah, how come he hasn't been sued yet? If anything, Honey should be facing a class action lawsuit now. I would think, anyways. Like, hey. Oh, I just noticed he's the founder of something zero-click AI. Well, anything with AI in the title is automatically a red flag nowadays, so...
here, because his Reddit post effectively serves as an admission that Honey knowingly violated network policies under his leadership, and Honey's own data essentially confirms it.
That's
Yet
not good.
At the same time, the data also confirms that when push
You're literally leaving a paper trail, so if you do get sued now, you are like royally SOL, and nothing's gonna save you in this case.
came to shove, Honey would eventually bend the knee and remove coupon codes at a brand's request, proving they knowingly misled consumers. Talk about a cluster.
Yeah, a little bit.
Now, if there's one thing people hate more than deception, it's theft. And in my first video, I showed you how Honey was stealing money from influencers. But what I didn't tell you is that this behavior is in most cases strictly not allowed. You see, the companies that run this industry, the affiliate networks, know full well that coupon extensions like Honey have a high probability of poaching commissions from influencers, bloggers, and other content-driven affiliates. More importantly, they also understand that this is not fair, especially under the last click wins policy, which has remained an industry standard. So to prevent this type of commission theft, most major affiliate networks enforce what's known as a stand down policy. Let me show you what that looks like on Honey. Let's visit newegg.com first without an affiliate link. And as you can see, Honey immediately pops up offering cashback. But if we do this again, this time using my affiliate link for Newegg, you'll notice that Honey—
I'm sorry, but 0.1% back, that is awful. Honey can go suck it.
It doesn't pop up at all. And if we click on the Honey icon, you can see that Honey is now disabled. So that's how Honey is supposed to behave when a user's already clicked on someone else's affiliate link. So where then is the alleged fraud, you ask? Well, as it turns out, Honey has always had a stand down system built into their app, but they have been selectively choosing when and whom to apply the rules. Let's test my affiliate link for Newegg.
So I'm guessing they will not stand down if you're a smaller creator, but if you're a bigger creator, their link thing will automatically say, oops, it's disabled. That way, they don't get called out by bigger people.
Again, only this time I have two entirely separate Chrome browsers open at the same time, and each is logged into a different Honey account. The Honey account on the left has 0 cashback points, while the Honey account on the right has accumulated cashback points. Now, watch what happens when I open the Newegg affiliate link on both browsers. The Honey account on the left stands down as it did the first time. But look at this, the account on the right, which has cashback points, did not stand down. So why is that? Why on earth would Honey act compliant for one user account while violating stand down policies for the other? Well, that right there is the fraud. And once you understand why this happens, you'll be shocked at just how calculated and insidious this behavior is. But before we unpack exactly what's going on here, it's important we first understand—
I'm pretty sure the system's designed to hook you in. That way you'll use it more. And so even if you're seeing deals and you shouldn't be seeing deals, it's kind of like... It almost feels like the way the casinos trickle feed people to keep gambling more and spend more money. That's what it smells like to me anyways.
And how Honey's stand-down system is designed to work. So here we have Honey's stand-down rules, which are loaded onto your computer when you install the extension. At first glance, this might look awfully complex, but it's actually very straightforward. These here are affiliate link patterns for different affiliate networks. Once Honey detects a user has clicked an affiliate link that matches any of the patterns in this list, Honey should, in theory, stand down. Now, if we go back to my Newegg affiliate link, you can see it says click.linksynergy.com, and all my other Rakuten links have the exact same pattern. Looking at Honey stand down rules, we can find that link synergy pattern in the list. Above the link patterns, you'll notice the label provider. This simply tells Honey which affiliate network the pattern belongs to. For example, LS refers to Linkshare, which is now owned by Rakuten. AW is for the AWIN network, CJ for Commission Junction, etc.
All you had to do was stay on the damn train, CJ. Sorry.
etc. And below, Honey defines a timer for how long they should stand down for that affiliate link. And right now, it's set to 3,600 seconds, which is exactly 1 hour. So if you click on my Newegg affiliate link in the morning, but only complete the purchase later in the afternoon, the stand down timer will have expired, and Honey will reactivate itself the moment you get to the checkout page. Now, this alone is already a major red flag because I have not seen a single affiliate network specify that stand down should only last 1 hour.
That's a fine print thing they're exploiting, it sounds like, and that's probably gonna change real soon.
So it appears as though Honey made up this arbitrary rule entirely themselves. But here's where this gets even more concerning.
Unfortunately, I have to set the foul electrician on this one, that it's never a war crime the first time. But this isn't the first time. At least for me, it's the first time actually hearing about this bullshit, so...
These stand-down rules are
second
not
time.
hard-coded directly into Honey's extension. Instead, they are stored in the cloud on Honey's servers, which you can
great.
access through this URL. And the Honey app installed on your computer checks for updates to these rules every hour. Now, that's a very suspicious setup because stand-down rules are not something that should require frequent updating. But since Honey is refreshing them hourly, it means that a Honey developer could quietly make changes to the stand-down rules right now, and within an hour, all 20 million Honey users, pardon me, 14 million Honey users would automatically have the new rules. The fact Honey can alter their behavior like this on the fly without any updates or transparency is very concerning. In fact, I was able to find an archive of these.
So, here's a fun fact that would mean, if someone was to somehow, I'm not saying they should have, but if someone for some whatever reason did get into that, because let's face it, some people can, that's a big security flaw. And that's a big security risk potentially for it too, because that's essentially a backdoor into your browser, it seems like.
Rules on the Wayback Machine from 2023. And back then, Honey was only standing down for 360 seconds, which is 6 minutes.
Wow.
Mate, it takes me more than 6 minutes to type in my credit card details. So when exactly did these rules change? Why did these rules change? Did Honey lengthen their stand down window after my video came out and the lawsuits started rolling in? I can only speculate, but it certainly seems possible. Either way, Honey's current 1 hour policy is already questionable.
Maybe I
But
saw
6
this
minutes,
video before.
that was blatantly non-compliant and would have undoubtedly resulted in thousands of sales being poached from other affiliates. Now, as bad as this already looks, you'd think that Honey's stand down process would end here. They detect an affiliate link, they stand down. Period. End of story. But unfortunately, that's not the case. Honey takes one more step in the decision-making process, and it's this next step that, in my opinion, constitutes fraudulent behavior. In this
Alright,
next
what
step
is
of the
it?
process, Honey essentially goes, okay, we've detected an affiliate link, so we know we're supposed to stand down. But standing
we're not
down
going.
means we lose money, and we don't like losing money. So let's break the rules and ignore stand down as much as possible without
Really?
getting caught. But how exactly does Honey
So, how is this thing not completely shut down yet, or facing like a class action lawsuit of some kind? Because I feel like it should be both shut down, the original creator thrown in jail, or hell, even executed at this point. Because let's face it, there's too much corruption. So I think at some point we gotta start. You know, I know it's harsh, but it's almost less like, well, people with money tend to get out or get a slap on the wrist, it seems, because it sucks. It just sucks. It's been that way forever. If you have power and you have money, you basically can just get that get out of jail free card for the most part, or you just jump country. It's like, oh, it doesn't apply to me anymore. It's your problem now. It's like, well, fuck you.
avoid getting caught? Well, the extension starts running tests on your account to determine who you are as a user. Are you A, a legitimate shopper looking for deals, or are you B, someone from the affiliate industry testing their extension for compliance? If you're logged in, have an account that's been active for a while, and have already earned a decent amount of cashback points, well, chances are you're a legitimate shopper, at which point Honey considers it safe to break the rules and ignore stand down. But if you're not logged in, or your account is brand new, and you haven't earned any cashback points, well, now there's a higher chance you're only testing Honey for compliance, in which case Honey plays it safe and stands down. Now, believe it or not, Honey
not good.
actually takes this profiling a step further by checking for certain patterns in your email address and even examining what websites you visited and what cookies exist on your browser. This is all, of course, incredibly invasive and
Yeah, I don't know if that's legal.
I suspect illegal in numerous jurisdictions, but that's exactly the system Honey has created.
Well-
But don't just take my word for it. Let me show you how the system works. I'll demonstrate it in action,
Oh, boy.
and then you can decide for yourself. So, the moment Honey detects an affiliate link from these stand down rules, before making any decisions, Honey consults this last file called SSD, which I suspect stands for Suppressed Stand Down or Selective Stand Down. Now again, this looks very complex,
it's not
but
solid
it's
state drive?
very straightforward. First, we have these base rules, and the base rules apply to every affiliate link that Honey detects. UL stands for User Logged In, and because it's set to 1, it means the user must be logged in to Honey. If it were 0, being logged in wouldn't be a requirement. UA stands for User Account Age, and this rule defines how old your account must be. And right now, it's set to 30 days in milliseconds for whatever reason, hence the very long number. UP stands for User Points, and it's currently set to 501. We'll ignore these last two rules for now. I'll explain what those are later. So the way this works is, if your Honey account passes all 3 of these rules, Honey considers you a legitimate shopper and will not stand down. However, if your account fails any one of these rules, like your account is only 29 days old, Honey considers you too risky and will therefore play it safe and stand down. Honey can also
Wow.
create network-specific.
So by that thing, if the people are checking for compliance, they should be actively using these things just that way they can get fly under the radars of these things. If other companies have, I would not be surprised if other companies are pulling the same crap. Not gonna lie. It's like, cause this is one of those. Okay. Again, I have a device from the 1940s. It is essentially a slot machine. It was designed during Prohibition, and when gambling was illegal for the most part. It was meant to go on top of a bar counter, basically. It didn't pay out in cash, it paid in tokens. I know this is a tangent. But anyways, it's small, aluminum, and it was easy to conceal underneath the bar counter if inspectors came in, etc. So, it's almost what it feels like. It's just rehashing the same old thing people have been doing since the 40s, basically, and probably earlier than that.
rules. This LS refers to Rakuten links. So for Rakuten affiliate links, it now requires that a user must have over 20,000 cashback points. In other words, these original base rules still apply to Rakuten links, except for the original points threshold, which has now been increased from 501 points to 20,000 points. Honey can also create store-specific rules, which is
Why is this starting to make me feel like this is also how some MMOs are coded for, or the gacha pull characters are coded? Almost. It's like, oh, if you've spent X amount of money, maybe if you've spent like thousands and thousands of dollars, we will only give you characters X amount after X amount of pulls, whatever, because you know you're gonna keep forking out cash. I don't know. I'm tired of this new generation of lazy RNG slash pulls for things. I would rather do it old school, where you killed X amount of mobs or whatever, and you were guaranteed to get the item. Yeah, sure, you had to kill maybe 10,000 of them, but you got the thing. So I just do not like this new age.
what we have here. For example, 131
This
is Honey's
technical
store ID
age
for Newegg,
garbage.
and this much longer ID is for NordVPN. So that's the gist of it. Now, let's see these rules in action. Let's start by clicking this Boohooman affiliate link, which in theory, Honey should stand down for. But as you can see, Honey has ignored stand down, and that's because my account has passed all the checks. Now, if you know where to look, we can actually see Honey's decision-making process each time we click on an affiliate link. Let's visit another Awin link. As expected, Honey ignores the stand down rule again. But notice here how it says SSD? That's the extension confirming that it was supposed to stand down for this link, but didn't because my account passed all of these rules. But what happens if we fail one of these rules? Let's click on this Rakuten affiliate link. Since Rakuten links require 20,000 points and my account only has 10,000, this time my account is going to fail Honey's engagement test.
Yep.
And sure enough, Honey stands down for this link. And as you can see here, Honey confirms which rule my account failed, which was the 20,000 user point requirement. But what if we click on this Newegg link, which is also on the Rakuten network, but has a store-specific rule for 10,000 points? Well, remember, store-specific rules take priority over network rules. Therefore, Honey ignores stand down as my account now meets the required points for this link. Let's do one more for good measure. This time NordVPN, which has a store-specific rule requiring an account age of 8 years. As you can see, Honey stands down because my account is only 8 months old, not 8 years. So now that you understand how this system works, it's important to note that I slightly customize these rules.
I didn't realize that Honey's been around for 8 years.
To more clearly demonstrate how the system behaves. The actual rules, which I'll show you in a moment, are actually much less strict. This customization was necessary because I wanted to clearly illustrate what happens when my account both passes and fails Honey's checks, especially since my account already has a high number of points and is 8 months old. To use these rules, I made a very basic modification to Honey's extension, telling it, hey, instead of grabbing these rules from Honey's server, load these custom rules from my computer instead. So what did the actual rules look like? Well, again, thanks to the Wayback Machine, we have one archive of these rules from 2023. And honestly, it's pretty shocking. Looking at the base...
It's kind of funny that the rules were even archived. That is interesting. Although the Wayback Machine is also fascinating for what does get archived.
Rules, we can see there were no requirements to be logged in at all, no minimum account age, and no cashback points threshold whatsoever. Honey only ran these checks on Rakuten affiliate links. I suspect this is because, besides being an affiliate network, Rakuten also has its own coupon cashback extension. So Rakuten earns money from Honey as a network, but also has a competing product. So naturally, they are more incentivized to ensure that Honey is following the rules. It's a f***ed up industry, I know. Besides that, Honey sets store-specific rules for the following brands: TJ Maxx, Booking.com, KO Sports, The Udi, and The Calming Blanket, likely indicating that Honey received complaints or compliance concerns from these companies. Interesting. So as you can see, these rules paint a seriously troubling picture. Under these conditions, Honey would have been ignoring stand-down rules a lot, like in the vast majority of cases, which is...
Of course it's fucked. They don't care. They're just trying to make bottom dollar at this point. But it's just... I'm trying to wrap my head around how come no one... Is no one tech savvy anymore enough to realize, besides like people like this, who actually decided, oh, I'm gonna investigate this shit. And it's just like, the fuck? Because, like, I feel like so much stuff since it's been automated in the last, like, decade, I'll say, there's no one proofreading anything. There's no one checking anything. So all this scummy stuff is slipping through the cracks a lot easier now. So, I don't know. It bugs me.
Insane. Now, you might be thinking, what is even the point of having this selective stand-down system if Honey was ignoring the rules virtually all the time? Well... that's where this next sneaky rule called GCA comes in. At first, I honestly didn't really understand what this GCA rule was for.
GameCube affiliate, sorry, GameCube now.
It seems somewhat random, but there were several confusing elements in these rules. For example, there was also this random list of URLs for affiliate network websites and Swagbucks, one of Honey's competitors. But why? And then there's this random array of cryptic values with absolutely no meaning behind them. Like, what on earth is cont ID or S_VI? At the time, I honestly had no idea at all, so labeled most of it a mystery. But eventually, I figured out that GCA, the URLs, and these random values were all connected. And I discovered this by complete accident.
What is it?
One day I was testing a new feature on my own extension, and this feature allows you to see what cookies are being loaded onto your browser in real time as you visit different websites. Now, as I was testing this feature, I logged into my CJ affiliate account, and that's when I noticed a familiar name pop up in the cookie list. Cont ID. So I quickly jumped back to the SSD rules to make sure I wasn't going crazy. And there it was, Cont ID, the same name. That's when I realized these weren't random values at all.
They're cookies.
They were cookies. At that point, I also noticed there were exactly 5 URLs and 5 cookies. The first URL in the list is cj.com, and the first cookie in the list was ContID. So I wondered, were these two lists somehow connected and in order? If they were, that would mean that if I logged into, say, my A1 affiliate account, I should see a cookie named Network Group load into my browser. So I quickly logged into my A1 affiliate account, and there it was, Network Group,
Well,
another
shit.
cookie from Honey's list. At this point, I'm thinking, what the f***? Is Honey secretly monitoring cookies from these affiliate networks?
Yes.
And if so, why? These cookies have absolutely nothing to do with Honey's service. But then it dawned on me, the moment Honey detects any of these cookies on your browser, that's the perfect signal for them to know whether you're visited or logged into an affiliate network. And that's significant because, well,
now
let's
they're
be
gonna
honest, no
Now they're going into safety lockdown mode. The program goes into safety mode, basically saying, uh-oh, an executive is here.
ordinary shopper casually visits affiliate networks like CJ or A1, right? I'm sure most of you have never even heard of these companies. So the
never heard
only
of them
people
till now.
logging into those sites are Honey's competitors, partnered merchants, and of course the affiliate networks themselves. Basically, all the high-risk users Honey
Like, uh-oh, the inspector is coming, make everything look pretty, and make it look legit, kind of thing. Oh, man, the amount of places I have worked where we knew an inspector was coming, and it was time to make everything look ship-shape. Whereas the usual operating procedures of said place was horrible. So, like, this is just the digital equivalent of that. Like, uh-oh, the boss is coming, look busy.
desperately wants to hide their shady behavior from. So the moment Honey detects any of these cookies on your browser, they immediately know you're a high-risk user and can alter their behavior accordingly. To confirm my suspicion, I quickly loaded up a clean browser with no trace of me visiting any of these networks. I clicked on an affiliate link that Honey typically ignores stand-down rules for, and as expected, Honey did not stand down. Then, in a new tab, I logged into my CJ affiliate account, waited for the ContID cookie to load on my browser, there it is, then
Refresh.
opened the same affiliate link. And boom! Now all of a sudden, Honey is acting compliant and is standing down. Holy shit!
Yep.
PayPal, that is not a good look.
That's a terrible pause frame for him.
And once
So PayPal, oh yeah, I forgot PayPal had his dirty fingers in all this. That's not good. Is this the reason why PayPal, when they, I remember earlier, at some point this year, they applied to be an actual bank, and then they turned around and reversed that decision because it means they wouldn't be able to scam? I don't know, I feel like a lot of these companies are just going to go under the next few years. They're either going to survive from scamming people, or people are going to wake up and smell the ashes.
Honey finds this Commission Junction cookie on your browser, or any of the others in this list, it does not matter what affiliate link you click on, Honey will not break the rules, period.
Yeah, and this also now begs the question of, this is, dicey for several reasons now, because because not only is it, like, intrusive, the fact that he was able to write his own little, file for it to read from also means that the system doesn't work either way, so the whole thing is busted beyond busted. And not in, like, the scam sense either. It just doesn't work. It's not even it just works kind of meme thing. No, this thing does not work at all. This thing can be broken easily, it seems.
And if we check Honey's reporting for why it stood down, it reports back GCA. So that's what the GCA rule is for. It's Honey's kill switch for when it knows you're visited or logged into an affiliate network's website. Makes sense. Now, believe it or not, Honey doesn't stop there. They run two more
more?
checks, both of which are tied to the rule labeled BL. First, Honey
I didn't know Honey was in the boy love. Oh wait, wrong BL.
scans your email address for the word test. If it detects it, Honey immediately switches to compliant behavior. Clearly another safeguard against compliance testers, which is not a good look at all. And finally, Honey has what appears to be a master kill switch, which is controlled directly from their server via this URL. If the switch says OK, the SSD system remains activated. But if it says alive, Honey switches to full compliance mode. This allows Honey to instantly disable the entire SSD system with the simple flip of a switch from their server.
that
So
illegal?
as you can see, Honey put a lot of thought into the system. And I have to say that discovering the logic behind these last two rules was a
Okay, a little tangent here. When I was in high school, we were actually taught how to program a bunch of crap like this, but I never thought anything of it until just now, because I'm looking at the code of this. Like, I'm kind of reminded when we were taught to program, like, RNG generators in school and stuff like that. And it's like, kind of like, oh no, I hate it even more. Because I semi-understand a little bit.
huge holy shit moment for me because it really made the intent behind the system very clear. But before we dive deeper into my thoughts on this, first, let's look at what the SSD rules are right now. As you can see, PayPal has quite
So if it's PayPal, is PayPal facing a lawsuit now? Like, I hope so, kinda?
finally stepped in and added a whopping 65,000 point requirement under the base rules. Now, I imagine that only a tiny percentage of Honey users have acquired 65,000 lifetime points. So PayPal has effectively limited how often Honey engages in this questionable behavior, which explains why Honey's stand-down behavior has changed so drastically. In other words, this change wasn't just an update, it was PayPal's attempt at a cover-up. Now, I did briefly consider going on an
Right, PayPal owns them, don't they?
insane shopping spree to earn those 65,000 points, purely to demonstrate Honey's system without using any modifications. But then I realized whoever made the changes to these rules made a critical error. They accidentally left behind a network-specific rule for Rakuten links, lowering the points threshold to just 5,000 points, much more manageable than 65,000. This oversight was exactly what I needed. A chance to expose Honey's illicit behavior using their own untouched, publicly available extension and rules. So I went on a painfully expensive shopping spree, targeting products with the highest cashback rates. And sure enough, the moment my account crossed the 5,000 points threshold, Honey immediately stopped standing down on Rakuten's affiliate links. At this point, I was fully convinced that Honey was, and technically still is, engaging in fraudulent behavior. Looking at the full picture,
Definitely. It definitely is. Like,
implications of what I had uncovered were enormous. This wasn't just some policy violation or shady growth hack. This looked like a Fortune 500 company
this was all intentional, so, like, this whole thing was planned from the start, how to be a shady piece of shit.
systematically stealing money from tens of thousands of people while trying to hide it. And given I'm not a software engineer nor a security researcher, it only felt fitting that I consult with a real expert. So I reached out to Ben Edelman, a respected security researcher known for exposing major online ad fraud, deceptive software, and anti-competitive practices at large tech firms. Ben has 4 Harvard degrees, he's a lawyer, a software engineer, and a former Harvard Business School professor. But what makes Ben truly unique is that he has a deep, decades-long understanding of the affiliate industry, which is rare. So I really couldn't have asked for a better person to independently verify my findings. And thankfully, Ben agreed.
Give me the tea, Ben.
So we jumped on a call, I shared my findings, Ben conducted his own test, and then we had this interview.
Now that you've had the chance to go away and do your own research, were you able to replicate my findings? And if so, how would you characterize the purpose of the system that Honey implemented into their browser extension?
Your findings are on target. Honey stands down, but only sometimes. And the sometimes is predictable. It's a little different from anything I've ever seen in my whole career testing this stuff, frankly, because of the nature of when they stand down and when they don't. They're not doing it randomly. They're not picking a number out of a hat. They're doing it based on articulable factors that we can see in the code, we can see in the packet log.
Also, would that also classify Honey as spyware? Technically speaking, since it's monitoring your cookies? I would assume that's a big yes. Or malware, even. On top of the scam.
And we can even infer their intent based on what we see there.
Right, okay, so you would agree that this system is fraudulent in nature, specifically that the system was intended to defraud other affiliates and also hide that behavior from compliance testers and others within the affiliate industry?
Well, lawyers have a special view of the word fraud. I'm not sure I'm going to call it fraud myself, but it certainly is intended to conceal. They're attempting to stand down as little as possible while avoiding getting caught. Those objectives are intention, of course. The more you don't stand down, the more you're likely to get caught for not standing down. So they're trying to figure out in what circumstances can they avoid standing down and not face a material risk of being caught.
They weren't smart enough, clearly, if someone on the internet like this guy managed to figure it out.
What do you think the implications are of this? Once this video goes live and everyone sees and understands the system, how do you think the affiliate networks respond?
A program that detects testers and hides from testers is incredibly frustrating. It indicates bad faith in the testing process, not making yourself available for testing. Look, the network should be angry. As to whether they will be angry,
I don't think the network itself is going to be angry, but I feel like other people are going to look at these companies and be like, yeah, you've just lost your trust. Because a lot of these companies, like, the reason why Valve is so successful right now, they built their platform on trust. When your platform loses its trust, your platform is basically fucking doomed at that point. It's going to be a slow death, probably, but it will be a big eventual one if they keep doing this bullshit.
Maybe it's a little bit tricky for them. Honey is a big partner. It's making them lots of money. But they should be angry based on the facts. Anyone who has an application under test that is hiding from the test, they should be angry about that.
Now, Ben also played a key role in exposing one of the largest affiliate fraud cases in history, where two individuals went to jail for defrauding eBay of millions of dollars. So naturally, I was curious whether he thought this could also lead to criminal charges.
Please.
Criminal charges for corporate misconduct are pretty unusual in the United States. Not unprecedented. Volkswagen is an obvious example, and there are plenty of other corporations that have ended up in criminal litigation. I wouldn't expect that. I'd expect civil litigation. But if I were in charge, yeah, this kind of misconduct where you intentionally falsify the results that professional testers get in order to advance your business benefits looks like a violation of, I don't know, it's wire fraud, right? And misrepresentation over the wires. Honey would say, well, we didn't misrepresent anything. The wires correctly represented what actually happened. We changed our behavior depending on what was happening. That didn't misrepresent it over the wires. I don't know. They misrepresented that funds were payable to them when in fact funds were payable to other people, or maybe not at all. So I'd charge it on a wire fraud statute, but I don't hold my breath about that. And how high functioning is law enforcement right now? The FBI lost a lot of talented people over the past couple years, and so I don't presume that there are technical staff who are able to do this work. A lot has to break right for there to be criminal liability for these violations.
I really have to thank Ben for his time here. Having someone with his level of technical expertise confirm my findings was immensely valuable. Not just for me, but I think for everyone following this investigation. Ben will be publishing his own in-depth research into this system on his blog, so I highly recommend checking that out. I'll link it below. So now that we've established what the system is, that leaves us with one last critical question. How long has this been going on for? Was the system developed under PayPal's leadership or under the leadership of Ryan Hudson?
I wouldn't be surprised if it was PayPal and they just kind of offset it to these guys to be fall guys if something did go wrong. I would not be surprised.
And George Ruan. I knew the best way to find out would be to locate as many historic versions of Honey's extension as possible and to sift through each version's code. And thankfully, I found almost 300 archives dating all the way back to 2014. Nice. So,
well, 2014, so this shit's been around for a while. Also, as the old adage goes, the internet doesn't forget.
I started methodically checking each version, one by one, looking for any mention of the SSD rules in the code, and found references dating all the way back to version 13.1.0, which was released in March of 2021. Now, keep in mind, PayPal acquired Honey in 2020, so I was initially under the impression that the system was developed under PayPal's leadership. That was until I stumbled across an article written in 2020 by security researcher Vladimir Pellant. As I read through his research on Honey, this...
Take that back?
By security
How did AdBlock Plus succeed? I have... The ad apocalypse is just taking over every internet, basically. Like, if you don't have an
Researcher
ad blocker in this day and
Vladimir
age, it's
Pala.
basically
As I
hell.
read through his research on Honey, this one section stood out where he found that Honey was encrypting specific chunks of their code to conceal it from outsiders. And in one of the screenshots showing this encrypted data, I noticed something familiar, a reference to SSD. I thought, holy shit, is this the same SSD?
Yes.
Was Honey originally encrypting the code behind the system to conceal it from outsiders?
Probably.
Well, thanks to Vladimir's expertise, he was able to decrypt this data and shared a portion of the code in his article. And what do you know? Another familiar name shows up,
wow.
ContID, and a reference to the CJ affiliate network. At this point, I was confident he had found the same SSD system. The only issue was that Vladimir only shared a small portion of the decrypted code. But thankfully, the URL to this encrypted data was still active. And Vladimir included instructions on how to decrypt it. W in the chat for Vladimir. So I downloaded the code, decrypted it, and sure enough, it was the same SSD system.
Wow.
It checked if you were logged in, how old your account was, if you had over 500 cashback points, whether your email contained the word test in it, and of course the classic, do you have any affiliate network cookies in your browser? Armed with this critical insight, I expanded my search and traced the system all the way back to version 10.5.2, which was released in October of 2017, suggesting the system was engineered while Honey was under the leadership of Ryan Hudson and
Well,
George
shit.
Ruan, and has been around for a staggering 8 years. Now, with that said, it's important we clarify a couple of things. First, these
This is literally the get rich quick scheme. That's literally what this boils down to. This was literally a get rich quick scheme.
archives were sourced from a third-party site called CRX for Chrome. And while I have no reason to doubt their authenticity, it's important to acknowledge the possibility of inaccuracies. Second, none of this serves as proof that Ryan and George were directly responsible for the creation of the system. However, it is difficult to imagine that such a sophisticated system could be developed by some rogue developer without George and Ryan's knowledge. And if we consider who would be most incentivized to develop such a system, well, it would certainly be the two individuals who stood to benefit the most, right? But again, at this stage, we can only speculate. And for that reason, I genuinely hope this triggers an investigation by regulators
Yes.
or law enforcement.
I prefer law enforcement and regulators. Like, this should be a class action, like, hands down, against PayPal, and Honey should be, well, disbanded, destroyed, whatever. But I know someone else will pop up to be, oh, I have a coupon place. It's like I don't trust the digital era that much, and it's a good thing not to trust the digital era that much. There's so much shady shit going on.
The public, the YouTube community, and the entire affiliate marketing industry deserve clear answers. Now, the next few weeks are about to get very, very interesting because once this video goes live, every major affiliate network is going to have to confront PayPal about the system.
It's about, they're gonna have to, and hopefully they do. And
And unless PayPal can give them a legitimate business reason for evading stand-down rules and trying to hide it from them, which I seriously doubt, I honestly think that the affiliate networks will have no choice but to terminate their partnership with Honey. They won't want to. Honey makes the networks a lot of money, but keeping them as a publisher after this, it isn't just
no, this is gonna, like I said, it's gonna hurt the brand name. This is now a brand risk. Honey has become a brand risk now because of this. Because it's tarnished the trust of the people. That's the word I'm looking for.
risky, it's a potential PR disaster. The severity of the misconduct here is just too high. Even if you put aside the possibility of wire fraud charges, let's not overlook the fact that Honey has been snooping around your browser for cookies entirely unrelated to their service. I cannot stress enough how significant a privacy violation like that is. These
Yeah.
are all factors the networks will have to weigh carefully when making their decision.
They need to get the proper person to investigate this, though. Like, if someone at all has any ties or whatever, they need a hard-ass judge that is smart enough, and they need a hard-ass lawyer who's not going to be bought out. Where is it?
Now, I'll be leaving a link below with access to the Honey files, so you can review the data yourself, and I highly encourage you to do so. I'll also include a separate, more technical video that dives deeper into my testing processes and the technical nuances of Honey's system. This should be particularly useful for security researchers, lawyers, and of course, the affiliate networks. There's also a backup of Honey store data on the Wayback Machine. So I'd like to thank the archive team for helping me facilitate that. And of course, a big thanks to archive.org for providing such a valuable platform. Finally, if you have any information about the system, particularly regarding who was involved in its creation, please feel free to reach out to me anonymously via Signal or Proton Mail. And just to set expectations, part 3 is coming, but it is a massive project and the story is still unfolding in real time with all the ongoing class action lawsuits. I suspect part 3 will require a lot of travel and coordination, and I'm currently a one-man team doing all of this myself. But in the meantime, I look forward to Ryan's follow-up AMA on Reddit.
Also, before this ends, and then there's a couple seconds left. You know, I'll look, I'll go. Your claims are wrong. Much of your analysis is misinformed, including referencing materials from more than 1 decade ago and 5 years before PayPal acquired Honey. Regarding your claims, yeah, bullshit. You guys knew when you took it on still, though. That's the same corporate answer. Was created for the exclusive use of adults. Honey does not target minors. When we become aware of illegal use of Honey's trademarks, we would take immediate action across the internet, including Roblox, Minecraft, etc. But what's more, there has been no paid YouTube marketing for Honey since 2023. Just because... It's YouTube, it's a completely different fucking thing! Finally, the Honey platform follows industry rules and practices. Yeah, bullshit. And we will continue to defend ourselves against your mischaracterizations, as we have done in recently dismissed lawsuits. Your claims suggest you have access to Honey's non-public source code and are threatening to dismantle portions of it publicly. Honey's source code is PayPal's trade secret, and it's confidential. It's not that secret if it's just fucking out there, morons. Anyways, no, it's just PayPal trying to do damage control now at this point. Because they're just trying to cover up their shady ass bullshit now. Please preserve all information about your access to and use of Honey's source code and delete any copies of the code in your possession. That almost sounds like a threat now. Well, I know, they all say, oh, you cannot decompile our shit, blah, 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 blah. Again, we continue to hope that you are interested in telling a factual story to your followers. Unfortunately, the narrative you shared with us and say you are posting immediately is not accurate to basic facts. You recall that your first video was debunked by Ryan Hudson, the co-founder of Honey, but you make no mention in your emails of that series of X posts. It's Twitter, by the way, morons. And presumably Ryan's explanation where you went wrong got no airtime in your new videos. If you're interested in discussing further... Yeah, this just sounds like they're covering up. It is what it is. Fuck. Are we on part? Wait, hold on. I gotta double check stuff real quick. Oh wait, there's a part 2. Oh no. I didn't realize that. Oh boy. Well, shit. Alright. Link to the original will be down below as usual, guys. Oh, that was a long one. and I didn't realize I heard of this before, and I didn't realize just how fucking deep this rabbit hole was gonna go. I thought, okay, PayPal was behind it the whole time, blah blah blah, whatever, you know. I don't know. I'm just a cat on the internet, but the fact that it just keeps going and going, it's just kind of like, all right, can we just get some resolve here, please? I don't know. That's it for me for now. That was exhausting.